When it comes to electric vehicle adoption, Norway is dominating the field, while the United States tries to catch up. Norway holds the undisputed global leadership position, with over 80% of new car sales now being fueled by electric vehicles. But the US is making moves too. New tax credits and charging investments aim to increase EV sales. So how did Norway take the pole position? Can the US accelerate to dominance? The electric vehicle market in Norway far surpasses that of the United States. Norway's EV market share reached a remarkable 82% of new car sales in 2023, compared to just 7.6% in the US in the same year. This huge difference highlights Norway's innovative strategy to catalyze EV adoption over the past 3 decades. A combination of deliberate policy measures, cultural adaptation, and infrastructure development has enabled Norway's EV success. A major factor is Norway's economic incentives that lower costs and make EVs affordable or cheaper than gasoline cars. Measures include a zero registration tax, zero value-added tax, which is typically 25% for other items.
So if you want to buy a new car in Norway, there's very high taxes on polluting cars, but for zero-emission cars they are exempt. So that made EVs cheaper or the same price as a similar petrol or diesel car. And we also have discount if you drive through the toll roads with an EV. Free parking in some cities, and also driving in the bus lanes is also a very popular incentive for EVs.
In contrast, the purchase incentives in the US are more limited. However, the Inflation Reduction Act does aim to promote EV uptake through purchase subsidies and charging infrastructure expansion. Norway's reliance on renewable hydropower for its electricity generation further enables affordable and sustainable EV charging. The US energy mix for EVs requires enhancement to match Norway's clean energy integration. The Norwegian government began encouraging the purchase of EVs in the 1990s, but sales took off around 10 years ago when Tesla and other EV models were available there. Norway set a goal for all new car sales to be zero-emission vehicles by 2025, compelling a push towards EVs. Regulations also played a key role. Norway enforced high taxes on polluting vehicles, making conventional cars more expensive. Emissions and weight determined the taxes, targeting bigger, more polluting models. In the meantime, the regulatory push in the US has been more modest. Purchase incentives are not as extensive, though the Inflation Reduction Act does aim to enhance EV affordability. Norway demonstrates that with supportive policies, cultural acceptance, and consumer incentives, rapid EV growth is achievable. While local conditions differ, the US has an opportunity to take more assertive steps modeled on Norway's regulatory success. With dramatic increases in EV sales, Norway highlights the power of visionary policy to fuel sustainability. Norway's extensive EV charging network enables convenient charging nationwide and is central to the country's EV leadership. With more public charging points, Norway has the highest number of chargers per capita in the world. Chargers are widespread along highways, in cities, and at businesses, creating accessibility. The United States is still building out its charging infrastructure, though progress is underway. The Inflation Reduction Act allotted $7.5 billion to fund the deployment of 500,000 public chargers by 2030. States and companies like Tesla are also expanding charging access. However, the gaps between the robustness of Norway's network versus the US highlight areas for improvement. Initiatives to enhance equitable charging options for apartment owners, incentives for private companies to install chargers, and streamlining grid capacity upgrades will be key. Standardization has also been an issue in the US, with multiple apps and payment platforms across charging companies. Norway is implementing national regulations to enable universal payment methods, a lesson for the US. Additionally, Norway's use of renewable hydropower for EV charging ensures sustainability. The US must decarbonize its EV power supply. With comprehensive charging infrastructure recognized as vital to mass EV uptake, Norway's lead spotlights where the US needs to accelerate efforts. Making smart investments and policies to expand convenient, affordable, and renewable charging will get the US closer to Norway's EV success. Norway's plentiful hydropower has been an underlying enabler of its EV success. Electricity from Norway's 1,500 hydropower plants is not only renewable, but also cost-effective. This maximizes the environmental benefits of EVs charged with clean energy. On the other side, the US electricity grid has a greater reliance on fossil fuels like coal and natural gas. Just 20% of US electricity came from renewable sources in 2021. For the US to replicate Norway's EV success, enhancing grid sustainability is essential. More renewable energy projects, especially solar and wind, must be prioritized. The Inflation Reduction Act's clean energy investments can support this transition. Norway also has a strong infrastructure to generate and transmit hydropower nationwide, facilitating accessible EV charging. Upgrading US grid infrastructure is needed to handle increased EV electricity demands. Additionally, Norway's state-owned energy company Equinor is expanding into offshore wind farms domestically and internationally, showcasing how oil and gas companies can aid the energy transition. Overall, Norway exemplifies the potent combination of EVs and renewable electricity. With significant hydropower resources, Norway could electrify transportation while curbing emissions. The US should tap into its solar, wind, and other renewable potentials to decarbonize EV power supplies and realize Norway's sustainability success. As Norway's EV market grows, the country recognizes battery recycling's importance for long-term ecosystem sustainability. A European plan allows EV owners to turn in old batteries for proper disposal and recycling. This aspect is crucial for reducing the environmental impact of battery production and ensuring a circular economy for Norway's focus serves as a valuable lesson for the US, which will need similar strategies as its EV market expands to develop robust battery recycling initiatives, contributing to environmental protection and sustainable industry growth. Additionally, Norway's commitment to responsible battery management highlights the need for international collaboration to adopt best practices and cutting-edge technologies that enhance the sustainability of the EV ecosystem globally. Looking ahead, Norway aims to phase out fossil fuel vehicle sales. But with EVs reaching sales dominance, reductions in purchase incentives are expected. As battery costs fall, less policy support may be necessary. However, charging infrastructure remains a priority, alongside sustainable power generation. With transportation in Norway transforming, fully electric ferries, buses, trucks, and more are on the road. For the US, reaching an increase in EV sales by 2030 will be challenging. But federal initiatives like the IRA signal momentum. Norway's model of concerted policymaking, strategic infrastructure, and public-private coordination can help guide America's EV maturation. Pursuing clean electricity generation and battery recycling will also be pivotal for sustainable widespread adoption. Norway's remarkable EV growth provides inspirational lessons for the US and beyond. Adoption fueled by purposeful incentives and charging networks offers a proven formula for EV excellence. However, Norway's hydroelectric advantage suggests the importance of clean power to maximize sustainability and affordability. With transportation a major front in the climate crisis, Norway offers a path toward electric mobility. The miles ahead remain challenging, but its leading example can electrify action worldwide.